we are gonna count down the top 10 best VR games of all time. Now with that said, let's start with number 10. So number 10 is the game called The Climb. Now in The Climb, you're trying your best to climb all the way up to these huge mountains. And the reason why this game is so amazing, because it really feels like an achievement when you reach the top. On top of that, the scenery just looks beautiful. But it also gives you the fear of falling down. Just make sure when you fall down that you don't actually fall down in real life. Now besides these beautiful environments and achievements when you reach the top, there's also a sequel, The Climb 2, with many updates coming in the coming months as well. Another reason why so many people enjoy this game is because it gives such a unique feeling. It's so different from all the other games that you can play right now. And if you already played this game, then check out the sequel, The Climb 2. Number 9. On number 9, we have a game called Pistol Whip. Now this is a shooting rhythm game. This means that while you listen to amazing tracks, you're shooting at targets and enemies. This really gives a cool feeling when you shoot all the targets without getting hit even once. Do keep in mind, this game is not easy at all. The reason why so many people enjoy it is because the difficulty can spike up to almost insane. And on top of that, this game gets many new levels added to it, with a new team coming out soon that gives it a western cowboy kind of vibe. And it's amazing to see a game getting so much support time and time again. Number 8. On number 8 is Super Hot VR. The easiest way to explain this game is time moves when you move. Many people love this game, and the reason for it is because it gives you a feeling of control. Every time that you shoot, throw an object, or do anything like moving, the time moves as well. But time stands still when you don't. This means you can start dodging bullets or planning what you will do next. And this makes you feel like you're in some kind of James Bond movie or dodging bullets like you're in the Matrix. It has a unique twist to it that we don't see anywhere else, and it really makes you think about your next move. And because there are so many ways to get to your goals, it's also very replayable to try out new things over and over again. So if you want to feel like you're in the Matrix and dodging bullets left and right and destroying all your enemies like you're having superpowers that can stop time, then this game is definitely for you. Number 7. On number 7 is Lone Echo. Now this game is just on a complete different level compared to so many other VR games. Now without spoiling the story, in Lone Echo you find yourself in outer space where you have to perform certain tasks. But the reason what makes this game so special, besides its gorgeous visuals, is that this game makes you feel like you're in an action-packed adventure without you necessarily needing to shoot any enemies or fight. But it just gives you this feeling of continually being on the edge of your seat because you don't know what's gonna happen next. These can be good things or bad things, or just a complete roller coaster altogether. And while you're doing all of this, you're looking at the stars and floating in zero gravity. And to top it off, there's also multiplayer modes, like Echo Arena, where you can fight it out with your friends. And a sequel that is coming out soon called Lone Echo 2. Number 6. On number 6 is No Man's Sky. Now this game has had its fair share of problems in the past. And then I mostly mean when it launched on consoles. The reason for this is that the developers made a lot of promises that didn't really come to fruition from the day one release. But instead of just abandoning the game, the developers kept on trying to improve it wherever it was possible, by making free and new updates wherever they could. And one of those amazing promises that actually happened was a virtual reality mode for No Man's Sky. Now this game almost looks like it was designed to be in virtual reality. Now you go on a huge adventure across the universe, flying from planet to planet to discover new life forms, to fight enemies, build homes, explore caves. No matter what you plan to do, you can do it. It's such a big game where you can sink in thousands and thousands of hours of playtime and still not being able to see everything. And the reason why a lot of people enjoy this in virtual reality is because it gives a sense of freedom, where you are the one who chooses to explore and where you don't necessarily have to follow a specific story from point A to B. You can choose to go wherever you want and do whatever you want. Number 5. On number 5 we have Skyrim. If you are a gamer, now you have either heard of Skyrim or played Skyrim. Now in Skyrim you're in a fantasy world, slaying dragons, exploring caves, and making your way through this immense world that is called Skyrim. But the amazing part is that this game is playable in virtual reality. Now you can sink thousands and thousands of hours into this game because of how beautiful it looks and how immense the world is. But do keep in mind, the graphics are not something to write home about. They haven't been upgraded ever since, but looking past that, Skyrim is just such a solid game with such an amazing world building and options to do and going on to your own adventures that it's definitely worth it. Also, if you're looking to spice up your Skyrim game, you can always look into mods. From mods that just makes everything look more beautiful and detailed, to mods that are, well, kinda crazy. But either way, you will find something for you. So get your swords out and start slaying all those goblins. Number 4. I couldn't make a virtual reality list without mentioning Beat Saber. I'm sure all of you have already seen the many viral videos on YouTube about the amazing Beat Saber levels of people getting 100% or the crazy songs and skills that many people manage to pull off in this game. But besides this being such a popular game, the concept is just so great and simple. Beat Saber is a rhythm game where you have 2 lightsabers and you smash the blocks in front of you into the direction where the arrow is pointing. This makes you feel like you're some kind of Jedi that is crushing all these blocks. But on top of that, you slice these blocks on amazing beats. And it really makes you feel so powerful after slicing those blocks perfectly on a beat over and over again. And another reason why it's so important to be on this list is because of what Beat Saber has meant for the virtual reality community. Because of all these viral videos of Beat Saber, many people got into virtual reality. So Beat Saber was definitely a big help in growing the virtual reality community. Number 3. Now getting into the top 3, we have some amazing games. And on number 3 is a game called Boneworks. Now this game is just something else. Now this is such a unique game and a must play for all VR users. And the reason for this is because of the things that you can do in this game. Because this game makes you feel like you can do anything. I've had so many times thinking, can I actually do this with this object? Or could I do that? Because this game is basically you thinking, wait, would it be possible if I use this to do that? And then it actually works. And that's the best part. In VR games and all games in general, we as players often try things that we probably think won't work. But just seeing that it actually works is amazing. Boneworks has thought of all of these things. It really makes you feel like you're in control. On top of that, the visuals are also amazing. It's such a unique experience. I do have to note that the story is not the strong point of Boneworks. But if you want to just straight up enjoy virtual reality and try out amazing things and let your brain just go wild, then you should definitely give this game a shot. Number 2. Now on number 2 is VR Chat. Now this game is just straight up amazing. I can't say how much I love VR Chat. This game isn't just amazing because of the game itself, but it has also been so important for the virtual reality community as a whole. Just like Beat Saber, a lot of you might have seen viral videos from VR Chat. But VR Chat is basically the Oasis of Ready Player One, or the Aincrad of Sword Art Online. In this game, you can basically go anywhere you want, be anything you are, and do anything you want. It's just unlimited fun. And the best part of it is, you can do it with your friends and meet new people. So in VR Chat, you have your own character, which you can completely customize. So you can see a Pac-Man running around in one corner, Hello Kitty doing a backflip in the other. And on top of that, you can go to all these amazing worlds, beyond your imagination. There's even a Sword Art Online world where you could go into and play as the characters from the anime. And there's so much more. And the reason why this game was so important is because it helped people connect with other people that enjoyed virtual reality. People didn't just play with their friends, but met other people as well. And the community is still strong to this day. I think VR Chat is one of the most important games that have come out in virtual reality and still will be for the coming future. Number 1. Now, on number 1 is Half-Life Alyx. Now, I'm sure this didn't come as a surprise for many of you, but this game is just amazing. This game is just a must-play VR title for everybody. Not just for people that want to try virtual reality, but for every single gamer that there is. This game got it all. It got the story, it got the visuals, it got the physics, it has everything. Many gamers have enjoyed the previous games like Half-Life and Half-Life 2 and have been awaiting for a sequel to come out for years and years. And then hearing that another Half-Life game was coming out called Half-Life Alyx and that it was actually gonna be in virtual reality was the biggest news I've probably heard in years. And the reason for this is that just this game pushed so many new VR users into virtual reality. Because as you might know, hardware is one thing, but even having the greatest VR hardware, but not a single good game, then it doesn't work. Software is what sells hardware, and Half-Life Alyx was the perfect example of that. But without spoiling the story too much, if you haven't played this game yet, you should definitely start playing it as soon as possible. Now that was the top 10 list of best VR games of all time.